Hello and welcome back to Chest of Blades. My OBS fucked me over. Anyways, hopefully, we're probably definitely gonna get to a part that we've not seen from the demo, but so far, things are going much faster, I think, than compared to the demo, where it probably just feels like things are going much faster because, the scene's changing more frequently and not seeing the same stuff over and over, I guess. I don't know. It seems to be going smoother, and I think some stuff was cut out since the demo, so that's as far as I could tell so far. Besides also the really interesting voices, I'm like, it's amazing. I can't wait to hear everyone's voice, though. Because so far I'm like, I didn't expect that to be the voice. But cool. Anyways, hopefully this doesn't end. So the wind ruffles through my hair, and I close my eyes for a moment to enjoy the cool sensation washing over me.
3 days of a festival, and then a masquerade.
Which we can't avoid the dancing. So I imagine I might have to choose to dance with someone at that point. So as much as I hate to admit it, the festival sounds like it might be rather fun. My parents never obliged to take me to any festivals as a little boy, so I always had the sense that I was missing out whenever my friends would talk about them. The masquerade ball? I certainly wasn't informed I'd need a mask, that's for sure. Thanks, Father. Perhaps I could buy one at the festival. I suppose if I'd had to choose any type of dance partaken, masquerade ball or masquerade seems like the most interesting. Maybe a mask will even let me hide from Arden in that damned one. Best of both worlds. You know, I've never understood how people couldn't figure out who's who in the masquerade ball, when it's still just like a mask that either covers their whole face or half their face. Pretty sure you can tell by the outfit, whatever. Or the hair, if anything. So smirking to myself, I idly glance over to my left, hearing a faint shuffling noise. What the? It's an adjoining balcony with the room next to me. And there's someone over there, leaning against the balustrade. How the hell did I know this before? Oh, okay. After my undignified yelp, the shadowy figure on the opposite side of the balcony turns slowly towards me. Hello, next guy. That we could probably, I guess, create a relationship with somehow at some point. So with the moonlight illuminating his feature, I could identify that it's a man, for the slanted shape of his mouth is unmistakably male.
My apologies, sir. I didn't realize we were adjoined neighbors.
Instead of an immediate reply, the man takes a slow step toward me, crossing the thin connecting walkway between our balconies.
Really? There's no need to be angry, sir. I promise I wasn't.
Yeah.
Excuse my rudeness.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get a certain singer for the demo? He seems different! I don't remember that outfit. I gotta go look back at the demo. Or at least images of when the demo was. Things seem different, I don't know why. So the tall, tanned man bowed lowly before me, lifting his head with a subtle glimmer in his eyes.
I just had to be sure it was Lord Verison's son I had the privilege of finally meeting.
Oh, of course. Someone else who only identifies me as my father's son. I string up, feeling decidedly less differential.
Well, you're not mistaken. I prefer to be called Rivian rather than Verison's son, however.
My apologies, Rivian. I already knew your name, but I didn't wish to seem rude by addressing you so coarsely.
Oh, well, I suppose that's all right then.
This man is surprisingly polite. Honestly, he does. He is oddly polite. I don't know why. Something about his manner and clothing makes me think he's from a different place. Is he a foreigner?
It must be an act of fate that you were brought to me so swiftly. You are precisely the one I have been looking for.
Okay.
Me? Are you sure you don't mean my father? He's not here if so.
He shakes his head, lips curling into a cryptic smirk. Who exactly is this man? He gives off a much more dangerous air than your average courtier.
I wanted to give you a warning. A hint, if you will. You're sharp, I'm sure, with a man like Lord Varison as your father. So I doubt you'll take long to catch on.
What the hell are you talking?
Oh. Okay. Before I can make so much of the stroke, I find myself abruptly turned about, pinned against the balustrade, staring down at the long fall to the cliffs below.
You think this long celebration is just for the sake of the king's egoism? No. It's something far more than that.
Who does this bastard think he is? Maybe I should hear him out. I mean, sit around at this, kinda have to. At the same time, be like, not really. Probably would have to struggle, but, sure, let's hear him out. I feel my heart pounding in my chest, but strangely enough, I don't sense any killing intent from this man. I suppose I could hear him out just in case something important I don't know. Which there is. Somehow. I don't know why. Since when did diplomacy become so hands-on, though? For the love of the gods. I glimpse a pleased smirk on his face, and I slowly relax in the cage of his arms, sour grimace curling on my own lips.
You see, the nobility here are not merely those from your own kingdom. Some of these lords and ladies hail from beyond these borders, myself included.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the art in this game is updated since the demo. I'm pretty sure. Or I'm just crazy because it's late right now at night. Or like morning. 12 a.m. Almost 1 at this point. Anyways.
And some of them are former citizens or allies of smaller nations whose armies were crushed under your kingdom's fists.
So, precisely what the hell does that have to do with me?
Use your pretty head for a moment, little dove. The man who expertly controlled your forces' movements, who knew through spies everything his enemies would do, who outwitted them at every turn.
Stranger's lips aren't far from my ear, and his warm breath tickles lightly against my skin.
That was your father, Rivian. And now his darling son is far from home, in a nest of enemies among friends.
A shiver runs down my spine as long, rough fingers tie around my jaw.
I already told you I'm not my father.
Your overshadowing bloodline may be irksome to you, but it is everything to those who hate Lord Varison. And you're so very vulnerable, all alone. If I were one of those enemies, you'd be lying in a picturesque pool of your own blood right now, or smashed into little bitty pieces on those cliffs below. And neither of us want that, do we?
The low, softly threatening tone of his voice makes my finger tightly curl into fists, and I struggle desperately to not show my growing anxiety.
Quit with your fancy words and tell me what the point of this all is.
The point of it all? It's rather simple. A storm is brewing, Rivian. There are forces at work that seek to unravel this peaceful celebration into a diplomatic disaster. And I have a feeling things will turn bloody before long.
He lets out a low laugh, releasing me from his embrace, only to turn me around and press me back against the bolsters, staring down at me with cool, glittering eyes.
Mark my words. Something unpleasant is going to happen very soon, within the walls of this fancy resort that all you pretty little nobles are trapped in.
Is he not a noble?
And you. the heir of one of the kingdom's cleverest, most ruthless men. You will find yourself in the middle of it, whether you like it or not.
Beads of cold sweat break out on the nape of my neck as those words sink into my skull. This is the absolute worst nightmare I could have imagined. There's no way you could really be telling the truth, right?
Whether or not you inherited the sharpness of your father is something we'll all learn by the end of this celebration. Don't you think?
You know, it'd be interesting if there was a way to get an ending where we die. I feel like that would be the ending I'd get.
Based on if I make it to my carriage alive on the final day.
The tall stranger seems amused when I grind my teeth angrily, but he gives a nod of confirmation.
I'd like to ask how you know all this, but you're so full of cryptic drivel that I doubt I get a straight answer. So let me ask you instead.
Damn, I was trying to think of something that sounded cool and collected, but now I'm drawing a blank.
What is your name?
Okay, of all the questions, just the name? The man blinks. Well, if I wasn't expecting, he probably wasn't expecting either. I wasn't expecting it either. Soon the pleased expression drifts over his well-chiseled feature, lips curling in a wolfish grin.
My name? It's Franz, my little lord. At your service.
Franz. Okay. Reaches out towards my hand, bringing the back of it to his lips. But I quickly pull away and give his chest a vehement shove, dodging out of his grasp.
You should be the one to fall off the balcony, perverted bastard. I promise you won't be missed.
Franz's lips pursed together mockingly, a theatrical sigh making his broad chest rise and fall.
The least you could do is thank me. But I guess the angry kitten act is just your unique way of showing gratitude. I'll be returning to my own room then. Unless you're planning on inviting me inside yours.
I imagine that's an option I could get later.
I'd sooner invite in one of these purported assassins who want to leave me in a picturesque pool of my own blood.
Snickering, he lifts his shoulder in an innocent shrug, turning to make his way back towards the side of the balcony.
Should you need my help, do seek me out. But remember, I'm only one piece of the puzzle you may need to solve.
The vague words are accompanied by a faint, unreadable glint in his eyes. With that, he shoves his hands in his pocket and gracefully strides over towards his room's door, and I glare at his back until it disappears.
What the hell is happening with this damn place?
I mean, hardly much has happened. You know, it'd be interesting if somehow we'd find Hazel being part of this whole thing. Like she's kidnapped or something. So the warmth and sensation of Franz's fingers curled around my chin still lingers, making me shudder. More unsettling, though, the lasting fragments of the words he left behind. I hastily return inside my own chamber, slamming the balcony door shut and locking them, pulling the curtains over the glass. Last thing I want is to wake up with that crazy not handsome. I mean, he is. Handsy demon of a man staring in at me. My mind feels a little numb as I undress and throw my clothes to one side, crawling into the bed and curling up under the covers. I think that Franz was lying to me just for sport, but I can't really fathom why he'd want to do that to someone he doesn't even know. I could probably shake his words off under normal circumstances, but there have been a couple things bothering me since earlier. That whispering I heard before. Oh, it's probably the assassin. Oh. That's probably what it is. Shit. For some reason, the fact that I couldn't find the source of it made me feel strangely nervous. Then there's the fact that Hazel slipped off so suddenly. It seems strange that she wouldn't try to coax me to come with her to the ballroom unless she wanted to purposely evade me. But why?
And now I'm neighbours with some perverted foreigner.
It's hardly believable, but if he was really telling the truth, then I'm actually in danger. But why? Father would have surely known who the other guest could be before he sent me here. Unless that's what his plan was. In that case, was there a reason why he made me attend alone? Is this a sink or swim coming of age ritual for me? I pull my head from under the covers and gaze gloomingly up at the ceiling. Much as I hate to admit it, I'd rather risk embarrassing myself by taking Franz's words seriously instead of ignoring him and ending up a bloody splatter. Swallowing, I slip out from the bed to make sure my room's door is locked, pressing my ear to the wood just to see if anyone's lurking inside. But I don't hear anything except the fast beating of my own heart. I give up and return to the plush mattress, crawling back under the sheets.
We're going to have a long talk about this, Father.
Oh, I would imagine. When I make it back home, and I will make it back home, unless I fuck up and get a Surf Guild. If that's even an ending, I'll give him a real piece of my mind. Till then, I'll make sure any would-be assassins learn to fear the name of Rivian Venison. This is where whether or not I have the opening actually work, so... Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if that's going to be seen or not. Because I think it, like, freaked out at one point of the opening. But so far, it's just... There are a lot of characters we're going to find. What's that infernal noise?
Sir? Sir, are you awake?
I bolt upright, rubbing at my eyes hastily. That's right. I'm trapped in this castle of death for a so-called celebration. But more importantly, is that whose voice I think it is? Silas? If I remember correctly. Grab a pillow from the bed and hold in front of my legs, for modesty's sake, and storm over to the door to unlock and fling it open.
Sir, I apologize for...
You damned sorry excuse for a butler, or manservant, or whatever the hell you are.
Okay.
You shoved that little girl onto me last night, and she ran off before I could do anything. But I doubt your evil heart gives a damn if she gets 30 lashes for going places she's not supposed to.
My accusation makes Silas blinks his expression more curious than the sheepish one I was expecting.
But, sir, The girl was safe and sound back in the kitchens by the time her mother returned. Perhaps she merely wanted a brief glimpse of the splendor, and then went back?
Okay. That really where she went? Well, it's not like it's my business. God damn it. Still, any first-time nanny would feel bad about losing track of their charge. Damn it, I'm a man of noble blood, not a nanny.
Well, that's fine then, I suppose. Sorry for yelling at you.
Silas offers me a sly smile, shaking his head with a gentle wave of his hand.
There is no need to apologize, sir. I stopped by just to inform you that the festival has started. The first day is often the best, they say, and I would not wish for you to miss out. However, I humbly recommend that you attend the event in more than a pillow. The lady should surely appreciate it, but it would be most cold.
I don't need you to tell me that, you know. Go on, go and attend to your butler duties.
I shoot him off with my non-pillow holding hand, face burning a little as I slam the door and retreat back into my room.
Damn right the ladies would appreciate it. Probably that creepy fellow from last night too.
Tossing the pillow aside, I set about dressing myself, muttering all the while. Well, even if there is some kind of foreign death warrant on my head, I'm fairly sure I'll be quite safe in broad daylight. But what if that's what they want me to think? What if broad daylight is actually when I'm in the most danger? Assassin could blend in the crowd easily. No, perhaps I'm just getting a little paranoid. I just have to become one with my xenophobia and stay away from anyone with an accent or unusual features. That should do the trick. I think that's a lot, so that'd be very hard.
But chocolates from Privia are just so superb, and the cakes from the Cotarian capital are to die for.
Also, foreigners tend to have a lot more interesting stories to tell. I'm hopeless. Sorry, I can't be a raving nationalist like you, father. After I finish getting ready, I head back over to the door and slip out into the hallway. And he's hungry? That my stomach? Oh right. Suppose I haven't eaten since my snack during the carriage ride last evening. Well, I'm sure they have food in the festival stalls. I wend my way through the corridors and trot down the stairs, returning to the main hall while keeping my eyes peeled for any would-be attackers. Or creeps. I'm just saying. It seems, though, like most of the guests have already gone outside, although a few are still miling about in this ridiculously huge foyer. Stay on careful alert for the demonic woman, too, whose threat rivals any assassin. As I saunter towards the door, I notice a man with long, dark hair leaning by the grand entrance, intently reading a long scroll. As in very intently, he looks about as focused on the paper as a starving dog with a bone. My curiosity wins out over my refined upbringing, and I quietly approach behind him to try and sneak a glimpse of whatever is on the scroll. Yeah, do you notice? Before I could so much as catch a word, he abruptly spins to face me. A pair of hawk-like eyes behind angular glasses flick down to bare holes through my face.
I was just going to pick some lint off your shoulder, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Sure.
so?
Who exactly is this guy anyways? I don't think I've been given such an icy glare since I told my mother she looked fat in one of her dresses. Oh god.
Yes, headed out to the festival and all that. Just spotted something on that coat of yours. Didn't want to embarrass you.
My, how remarkably thoughtful you are. I don't suppose you're one of the servants trying to masquerade as a nobleman?
Nope.
You mean you don't recognize me?
rolls his eyes at me, pushing up the bridge of his glasses with a light snort.
I am a busy man. Why would I bother learning the name of someone who goes around picking lint off of people?
I wince. This fella really doesn't pull his punches. I guess I've been spoiled from all this random attention I've been getting. There's no way everyone would know my face just because I've been seen around with my old man.
I'm Rivian. Varison, that is.
The response I get is an impassive stare.
I said I'm, oh for hell's sake, the son of the old military strategist.
Ah, that Varison.
Okay, well, I got him. At my clarification, his eyes finally light up in recognition. Is that really more than one verse? Is there really more than one Varison? Definitely mocking me.
Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I would have let you pick lint off of me to your heart's content.
Okay.
Can you stop with the lint business? I was fibbing, if you must know.
Really? You could have fooled me. If I was 5 years old, perhaps. However, regardless of how pitiful a liar you may be, His Majesty informed me to thank you for your attendance at the festivities, and sends your father his regards.
I feel like he says that to everyone, but okay.
His Majesty. Wait, the king told you that directly?
Of course. You seem surprised that the Grand Inquisitor would have contact with his employer.
Employer? What is the Inquisitor, the head of the Mystic Investigation, doing at a royal celebration? He's an investigator?
I know what your unsophisticated mind is thinking. Why is the head of domestic investigations at a royal celebration? Well, my occupation requires me to be present at such important events.
Okay, surprised he knew so well. Well, I can see how he got the job. His job, whatever. Now that I think about it, though, haven't I heard of this man before? What was the name again? Shit. If I have to choose his name, I'm gonna hate myself. I remember?
The Grand Inquisitor,
There we go.
Was it?
Yep. Totally. Sure. At least I had to pick the name.
That's correct. I see you store some useful information in that blonde, nearly empty head of yours.
The Sam's trying to imply the blondes are dumb. I feel like that's what he's trying to imply. God's talk about unpleasant. Did snooping over his shoulder really warrant this kind of treatment? Clearly the king tolerates him for qualities other than his horrible personality.
Just out of curiosity, did His Majesty tell you to thank every guest like that, or just me?
His nose wrinkles despairingly at my question, upper lip curling, no doubt in preparation to offer some kind of caustic response.
Many guests are given honorific greetings, but for some unfathomable reason, he asked me specifically to address you.
Okay. Sounds slightly confused, which is admittedly understandable.
I see.
For some reason, a strange sense of apprehension flits over me. Okay. The king singled out the Grand Inquisitor, one of his highest-ranking men, to talk to me? Beyond that, his investigation of mystic affairs. That means if something fishy is going on related to the king or his court, this pony-tailed hellbeast is on the hunt. I hope he has not been assigned to keep an eye on me or something. This is one man who I would rather not get on the bad side of.
Incidentally, do you know how many foreign guests the king invited to this extravagant affair?
Lance raises his eyebrow at my question. I would too. Fair enough. Then narrows his hawk-like gaze at me. Is the guy
There are
gives
no more
that?
than 6, with 4 of those being ambassadors. All of them equally dislikable, if you ask me.
I think you just dislike everyone. I think that's just a you problem, but okay.
Do you find anyone likable except for your reflection?
Perhaps I'd like you, if you were more like your father and less of a spoiled child.
I'm starting to wonder what the sentence is for punching the Grand Inquisitor. Just want to punch everyone at this point, I think.
Your primitive mind is contemplating violence, is it not? I advise you not to raise a hand against me. Not even the Varison name will save you from the consequences.
How? This guy is smarter, way smarter than he looks. With a defeated growl, I turn to the door with intent to head off before I end up getting thrown another insult.
Oh, before you head off to cause more trouble.
I begrudgingly cast a glance over my shoulder, see an annoyed look on the Inquisitor's
If
face.
you see that ridiculous boy, Arden, is it? Tell him he needs to act like a proper guardsman, or I'll make sure he's relieved of his post.
You know Arden? Lovely. What on earth did he do now?
Okay. Elias waves his hands dismissively at me, pulling back out the scrolls he tucked away when he noticed my presence earlier.
Ask him yourself. I have no further time to entertain your dull questioning.
Very well. I'd pull up a chair for you before I left, but sitting down would surely drive the stick buried in your rectum to an uncomfortable depth. Do have a good morning.
This is gonna be great. I can only imagine how it's gonna go with somehow being able to have good relationship with them. I don't. It's like, but so far, Arden would make more sense to somehow like end up falling in love with him. But the other two, I'm like, how's that gonna play out? Can only go so many ways. So I can feel a murderous glare trained on my back as I hastily make my way out of the castle doors, not wanting to suffer the inevitable retaliation that occurred if I stuck around. But as the cool breeze hits my face and I enter into the lavish grounds outside, I breathe a sigh of relief. With luck, I'll never have to run into an unpleasant man again. We're gonna meet him. We're gonna be unpleasant people, I'm sure. More importantly, I could see the bustling festival stalls ahead, and excitement bubbled inside me as I followed the stream of guests heading towards them. I don't think I've ever been to a proper festival. Maybe I'll have a chance to get some fun souvenirs and actually relax a little. Perhaps the celebration won't be so bad after all. What a sight indeed! For a market set up just for this occasion, I find myself awed by the beauty and size of it. Rows upon rows of vendors, probably common folks dressed up in fancier clothes by His Majesty's order, sing and cajole to sell their wares. That's all. The air is rich with scents of spices, sweets, and perfumes, all of them competing for dominance. Getting. Hope I don't go into a sneezing fit. Raising a hand above my eyes to shield them from the sun, I could scan the crowds for Arden as I walk. Can't seem to spot his over-eager self anywhere, though maybe he's just farther along.
Let's see. 2 of those, 1 of those, maybe 3 of those.
What are those? Stopping at an exotic cart that sells food from a place I can't pronounce, I pick an array of things to serve as my breakfast. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to pronounce either. In fact, I fucking word so often. But I'm going to end the video here, so it's not like another 40 minutes. But yeah, so far, I'm this is only day 2 of 5, if we included the beginning part. So yeah, if it's like that, yeah, almost halfway, sort of. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, click the like button. If you want to see more, or maybe be notified of the next part, if you're curious on how the scene's gonna play, go with the subscribe button. If you got anything to say, so in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video, comrades. And if you're also, by the way, I forgot to mention, if you're interested in the game, I'll have links in the description for you guys to check out. If you want to buy the game yourself, or just want to know in general what the game's more about, than I could possibly explain. Ooh. Ooh.